Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 544. Tonight what we're doing is answering a couple questions that came in regarding the Reclaiming Your Posture series. And that's something I put up over the last couple of days. And the question was in reference to the supine chin tuck position. That's why I'm on my back here right now. Okay, so when performing the supine chin tuck, the question is what happens if I'm getting pain in the back of the neck here, or if I'm not able to get my chin to my chest no matter how many times I do it? So what we're going to do here is we're going to attack it in two different directions. The first thing that we're going to do is take care of the back of this area here by smashing up and mashing up the sub-occipital region, okay? Now, these tissues, they connect the base of the skull to the neck area, or I should, to the neck area, to the skull, to the spine area, right? So, base of the skull to the spine, and what we're going to do is we're going to loosen them up using a big ball here. Next, what we're going to do is work on this sternocleidomastoid muscle, the SCM. We'll talk about that sucker right in a second, but that's that muscle that you see pop up when I lift my head just like this. So, first things first, get to the base of the skull. Allow the big ball to drop off the base of the skull. You're going to follow yourself into a gully here. From right there, we're just going to shake our head side to side, nod our head up and down until we go ahead and find a hot spot. We call a hot spot an area of increased intensity. When we find a hot spot, they're generally found in the lateral or outside portions of this area that we're working on right here. And when we find a hot spot, we'll call that a 10, okay? And we'll continue to go back and forth, up and down, side to side, every direction, until that 10 turns into a 5. Once we go ahead and we spend sufficient amount of time on this back posterior area, exploring back here, and finding a couple hot spots, turning 10s into 5s, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start attacking this anterior tissue, okay? Now, it's called the sternocleidomastoid because it has 3 attachments. It attaches at the sternum, it attaches at the clavicle, and it attaches at the mastoid process of the skull, which is just a bony protuberance that comes down off the base of the skull. So, if I want to make these 2 points the closest I can, I'm going to lift them up like this. However, that makes that muscle very tight. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop my head down until it can relax on the ground. I'm going to use a pin and stretch technique using just my fingers here like this. So I know where the tissue is, put my fingers around it, I drop my head down. I'm just going to take some pressure here right at the base or the lower 1/3, and then I'm going to laterally bend towards the side, towards the opposite side, so contralateral, lateral flexion. So I'm flexing away from that tissue, and I'm going to turn towards the side that I'm working on, okay? So it's contralateral flexion, ipsilateral rotation. I'm going to try to get these the farthest part as I can. So I'm going to work on taking this pin and stretch technique, and I'm going to work up and down this tissue each time, just trying to find a little bit of a hot spot if I can. If I do, I'm going to stay over that same spot, and I'll go ahead and just continue to work it until those 10s turn to 5s, just like I did on the posterior side, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and retest. I'm going to get myself back in that supine position that I was in. I'm going to try to attempt to do the chin tuck again. And all I want to know is it easier from when I started? And I bet you it is. Guys, I hope this helps you out. And until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.